Hi, everybody. Are you a small town chamber of commerce or an economic development executive director? Or maybe you're that organization that is thinking about hiring an executive director. And now you're faced with that challenge of efficiently onboarding that new employee, or you're faced with what next as a chamber director. So I'm Frank Spillers from Rural Community Solutions, and we're a company that specializes in shaping rural communities to attract and retain entrepreneurs. It was about 35 years ago for me that I was hired as an executive director of my first Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development organization. It was in a small town of about 3,500 people. And honestly, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. After the meet and greet on the first day that I was there, I found myself standing in the middle of the office going, now what? So this is why I have developed. I want to streamline that process for a new executive director to get their feet underneath them and ensure a smooth transition and saving both the executive director and the board time and money. So many first-time executive directors have never had any type of experience for chamber work or economic development work or organizational development work. So they'll greatly appreciate and benefit greatly from this coaching mentor process. It provides a supportive environment where they can work through some of those challenging issues and receive that specific guidance that they might want. So with my experience in working with communities under 8,000 population, and that's all I've worked with, that is my threshold. Let me help you on board. Let me help you transition into that new executive director's role and help your organization really succeed. So I designed this program specifically for small town executive directors. And it's going to provide some key insights and strategies into the vital, effective leadership that is necessary in a small community organization. And I have structured the program into 6 separate segments, each focused on equipping the executive director with the essential knowledge and skills for success in their role. The first part is a 3-part mission of a chamber and economic development organization. What are those 3 parts? We'll go through that. The second part is working with the board of directors. Very important. Third part is your board retreats and town hall meetings. How do you get community input? How does the board get direction for the executive director? Then we go into part 4 for the role of the executive director. What role do they play in that organization? Then the all-important ground game of community engagement. What's happening on the ground? How do you get the community involved? How do you work with those volunteers? The 6th one is collaborative leadership. Collaborative leadership is all about how people work together. Not the project's done, but how they work together. We're also going to go through this book, The BWOOC Way, The Art of Getting Along. And it's a book that is written about the 4 pillars of community economic development: relationships, engagement, entrepreneurship, and collaboration. So we're going to go through that to effectively help the executive director deal with people. Right? So this knowledge is not only valuable for your executive director or for some of your board for that matter, but it's valuable for contributing to the long-term success and sustainability of your organization and your community. So let me help you make the most of your new hire and your new position. Hit that button below and let's schedule a Zoom call just with me and you to talk about your specific issues and what you're going through and what that situation is. So click that button now. Click it. Let's book an appointment. It'll take you to the calendar, and just find an open spot that's good for you and good for me. Click that button and let's talk.